Jason in St. Charles, Illinois.
I wanted to start out, and I was hoping I can kind of get to a couple points, so I'll kind of try and move this. But my first, and I could just kind of give you guys the floor and just maybe explain to me, because you both seem like you're very smart people and capable people, just what it is that you don't believe in. Because I know that as an atheist, it's basically just an absence of a belief, that you're willing to express.
I'm not going to list for you every possible thing that I don't believe in, because that's absurd and we would be here forever. What I do instead is say, to whoever I'm talking to, what is it that you're claiming? What is it that you believe in? Why? And I can tell you whether I agree or not. And with regard to the God question, the God claims that I have been presented with, whether they be a variety of different takes on Yeshua, Yahweh, Jehovah, Adonai, Allah, or anything like that, I don't believe those. And there are a number of other supernatural claims and metaphysical claims made by different religious groups that don't necessarily link to a God, ghosts, afterlives, reincarnation, that I don't believe in those either. I don't believe they're true because I don't have evidence. But I couldn't possibly go through and list everything I don't believe in. And okay. If somebody defines, this pen as God, well, okay, I obviously believe it exists. I think they're rather stupid for calling it God, because you've put a label on this that, based on normal usage, just doesn't apply.
Right. Yeah, and I think the word God has all these connotations that go along with it now. So it's like someone says, yeah, I believe in God. You have to be like, well, what do you mean by that? And then you could have either skepticism, or you can go into elaborating on different things. So one of the things I just want to, say is that for me, it's like my definition has to be more realistic, and I guess it's just like it makes more sense to me in my mind that there's this, consciousness sort of preceded the material, I guess you could say, and some people are like, well, it doesn't make any sense, but all these yoga masters, they meditate, and what they do is they clear out their mind, so it's like their mind becomes almost in the background, and they're just in touch with consciousness and awareness. And
you're using a lot of buzzwords that to me don't make any sense until you explain them further.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you mean by that.
What's it mean to not be in touch with your mind, but to be in touch with consciousness?
Yeah.
Why would you think this assertion that you made before, that there's some consciousness preceding the material?
Yeah, like the disincarnate preceding the incarnate kind of thing, basically. There's been some experiences I've had, sometimes it was recreational, sometimes I actually started taking it a lot more seriously, but there's different, shamanistic type things, and I would highly recommend doing it with respect and carefully, and even where it's legal, etc. But those experiences for me have just opened my mind.
Okay, so you're talking about trying pharmaceuticals in order to help possibly expand your mind. I'm just clarifying what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, I would say using not even pharmaceuticals, but using different plants that grow naturally on the earth, and
those are pharmaceuticals.
I would describe them differently. I would say pharmaceuticals are man-made, and you could also patent.
You do realize that aspirin comes from the bark of a tree, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
You do realize that aspirin comes from the bark of a tree, right?
What I'm telling you, yeah, but pharmaceuticals, you can patent pharmaceuticals.
Whatever, it doesn't matter what you label it. Get to whatever it is you're claiming. I wasn't even objecting. Let me say this: if somebody wants to get high, especially where it's legal, go for it. I'm just clarifying what you're talking about.
I'm saying that those experiences will open someone's mind to the fact that, there's different. There's different frequencies of consciousness, that sort of thing, and really, to me, it's just sort of.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Different frequencies of consciousness.
So that happens. That happens to me, and there's other ways to do it that are, you could just do it through taking a walk, just introspection. But those are very heightened, high ways to do it, I guess you could say. I'm to the point now where I don't need to argue with anybody. I don't want, with you guys, I don't want to disprove you, whatever. I just want to talk and explore what's on, because I think a lot of the stuff he says has merit. And I think that's what the problem is. Some of these people, they're so ardent in their beliefs, it's they shut you up from anything you have to say, and it's so frustrating because you're trying to communicate with them, share something real, and it's they just totally shut off the conversation from even happening.
Here's the thing, Jason. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that you're talking about, other than
Found God in a bong.
you know.
That's just rude, and that's just making fun of somebody who does something different than you. I don't appreciate that. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. And
Well,
you know, if you
cry
can't-
me a river. I'm trying to
I don't
understand
know what to
something,
tell
and
you.
you're talking about it'll tune you into the fact that there are different frequencies of consciousness. That is meaningless
Yeah,
talk.
It
Explain
would
what
tune
you
into the-
mean by that.
I would say, Matt, one of the primary things, and you know, this is what happens when people meditate and so forth, is it'll tune you into the fact that you're one with nature, you're one with the cosmos.
First of all,
Yeah,
you
no.
assert that
Yeah,
oneness.
you know, there's-
Hang on. First of all, you assert that oneness with the universe is a fact. That's not something you've actually demonstrated. Second of all, you're
Yeah,
reliant.
how am I going to demonstrate? How am I gonna,
Oh, your ass is on hold now. Second of all, you are asserting that the pathway to understanding this is by chemically altering your brain so that it is working in a non-standard method, and that this opens you up to truth. That may be the case, but you'd actually have to demonstrate it. All you can do is say that this is the experience and this is the understanding that I gained from this altered state of mind. You haven't done anything to demonstrate that it's true, and that's what matters. You there?
Is he on hold?
Oh, first we were rude, and then I put you on hold, and now you've hung up. What did you
Hello.
smoke before you called? I don't mean to just, Jen wasn't trying to just make fun of you, and I'll agree that you don't necessarily, you can take the chemicals out of the equation, and let's just do meditation, and we're going to think about the world that we live in. We're going to engage in an attempt to reach out to the cosmos and find truth. Maybe you'll come to some sort of epiphany. Maybe you'll gain a better understanding about who you are or what the universe is. But whatever understanding you come to needs to be demonstrated as true. The mere fact that you've had some experience or epiphany, or that you have a view of the universe, does not demonstrate in any way that the view is true. No more so than Paul's Damascus Road experience demonstrates to anybody else that Jesus exists and is the Son of God. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. I mean, do you think that I've never been high in my life? Do you think that I've never tripped out before? I watched a piece of pizza turn into a lizard from an M.C. Escher painting and crawl across over to the side. I have had hallucinations like that. So what? I felt one with everything, but that doesn't mean I am. That's the problem. That's the thing you have to demonstrate. And while you can come on all day long and advocate, getting high and thinking about the universe, and by the way, not speaking for the ACA here, but for me personally, I'm generally in favor of the legalization of a lot of different drugs. And if it's legal in your area and you want to take a particular chemical and you're not hurting anybody and you're a responsible adult who's taking responsibility for their actions, go for it. And think about the universe and think about anything you want to. But don't buy into this idea that just because you felt something that it's true. That's not the way the world works. How is your claim any more real than the person who has never taken any psychoactive substance and just says, I just feel this giant wave of joy over me whenever I talk to God? Okay, you're experiencing something and that's how you express it. What's true? That's the only thing I care about, is what's true. Now, if you claim, as some, there are ministers, Ray Comfort's done this a lot, that he can prove that God exists to somebody inside of 30 seconds, and that all they have to do is hit their knees and sincerely ask God to reveal himself to them, and he will. Well, I'm sorry, but I've done it. Most of the co-hosts and people participating in the ACA have done this, and yet there hasn't been a single revelation. Oh, well, you guys just weren't serious enough or sincere enough. Oh, so it's my fault. It's my fault that after spending 25 plus years as a Christian and wanting to become a minister or do whatever it was God wanted me to do, and wanting to fulfill my obligation under 1 Peter 3:15, and wanting to be the best witness for Christ that I could after years of slacking off, and being sincere, spending years studying the Bible and hitting my knees in prayer, asking God to reveal himself and give me direction, I wasn't sincere enough. But Joe Bob who walks down the aisle at the revival because he feels guilty about cheating on his wife, he gets the revelation. Pull the other one.